Good times to one and all. Say season's greetings. The nice winter weather here, reminding us just what a lovely time of year it is. Even if we do wish we had some space heaters up above, that would have been nice. Oh, wouldn't you love to be in that box over there? That's a special penalty box, climate controlled. As we're just chatting behind the scenes here at the Slick Arena, Saranac Lake Civic Center Arena. All part of this special Ultimate Chill Tournament weekend as we have the SLP Lakers in red with the blue and white trim facing off against the Rome Grizzlies in the black with the orange and white trim. And we welcome you one and all to this cold sheet on Pudding Saturday. My name's Glenn Burnett with the play-by-play and color commentary. Let's go ahead and introduce you as we start game action to the Rome Grizzlies out of Rome, New York. They are Button, Gorski, Adams, the Colucci brother and sister, Elliot and Gracie, Levacy, Bates, Previtt, Bates, Helmer, Young, and Schreiner. As we get a stoppage here. And we're getting some coaching from alongside the rink here. Families supporting their teams. And now let's introduce you to the team in red. The SLP Lakers, comprised of players from Saranac Lake and Lake Placid. They are Nason. We say a special shout out for Ruslan Sushko, Rabidou, Hobday, Gwinnett, Mackey, Rushford, Dearborn, Crosby, Holman, Bruce, Temple, and Woodruff. With Nason getting the start in net. The Lakers work it out across neutral ice and now in on the attack. As this is flung through the 5-hole, and the Lakers with the icebreaker. As that one's dropped in by Rushford from the left wing circle. A minute 18 into regulation, and the Lakers out to a 1-0 lead. We'll take a look at some of the results through this Ultimate Chill weekend. Coming into this game, the Lakers fell to Malone 5-1 yesterday. This is their second game. They'll have another one late in the afternoon against St. Albans. And so they're 0-1 coming in. Here's Rome to the backhand, and I think we've got a barn burner on our hands. I seriously think this one has only just sparked the kindling. As we see looks like Helmer picking up credit on that one. Double check to be sure. As we see Gorski out on the right wing side, trailing the play. And that one is pounced on. Starting in net for the Lakers. That is Brody Nason. Who set up to Nason's right side. Nason a left-hand glove. We'll take a look at Rome's performance this weekend so far, as they took a win over St. Albans. And so they're coming in strong. And Rome will have a pair of games today, as we call it Pudding Saturday, because the proof is in the pudding. And now racing in as this is cut off by the defense. And so Rome comes in 1-0. Lakers come in looking to gain some ground here. This is an opportunity to jockey for position in the divisional standings. As we say this, played past Mackey, working up on the left wing side. As this is knocked away to the near side. 3.5 minutes into the first period. We've already got a 1-1 puck game. As this is played by Hobday, out across the slot. And now racing up, trying to establish the offensive zone as Previtt sends it up towards the blue line. This will be held in as the Lakers hold the offensive zone. This will slip out to neutral ice. Now working towards the offensive zone. This is stolen away as Mackey sends it across neutral ice, and Mackey once again trying to turn it up ice. As this is played from the left side by Adams. From the half wall. 7:32 remaining, first period action. As you're watching Game Capsule TV's YouTube channel presentation of The Ultimate Chill. December 21st, 2024. As we will play through the weekend. Find out who will play for gold tomorrow on Gold Medal Sunday. As this is played up by the point. Previtt up by the blue line, trying to ensure that the puck stays in the Lakers zone. Now the Lakers with an opportunity to stand up a rush here as they cross into the offensive zone, just barely on sides. Here's a shot through traffic as that gets bounced around, and the crowd getting a little bit more loud for Rome. As this slips past Rushford. Played out on the left side as that gets past Bates. And now played along the near side. As we say, Levacy out on the ice for the Grizzlies in black. And Colucci approaching. Colucci comes away with a stick. And that separates the puck. That's one way to defend. And now Colucci through the middle. To the end wall. Played out to neutral ice. As we see Gracie Colucci racing into the Lakers zone. Played down at the end wall. Around to the near side half. And played out across neutral ice. Trying to get that momentum moving into the offensive zone as we get a slip along the near side. That's Button out there on the ice for the Grizzlies as Button sends it up ahead into the offensive zone. Played from the near side half wall out to neutral ice. A little too difficult to get that one through the legs of Previtt as that's sent up ahead. And we got a player down. We'll have a stoppage of play. That's a good time to wish for the best of health and well-being to one and all as we see Pretty standard out there in youth hockey for players on both sides to take a knee when a player goes down, as the trainer is tending to the young skater. It can be very rough if you lose your edges right at the sidewalls. And slowly but surely, Button gets up, shakes a little bit of ice out of the gloves, and skates off under his own power, and perhaps looking no worse for wear. Once again, best of health and well-being to one and all. In the sport, out of the sport, on the ice, off the ice, locally, around the world, and even to the golfer on the moon. Best of health and well-being. And speaking of folks that might be far away for a little while, special shout out to Cam Moody. He will be nearly a world away. Best of health and well-being to him and his family, as well as the Grizzlies pick up goal number 2, courtesy of Gorski. And so with 4:30 remaining first period action, Rome leading 3-1. Played in on net as Nason comes up with a stop. A lot of noise being made here as the Grizzlies looking for another one. The Lakers have to stop the momentum of this Grizzlies team soon. They've had some opportunities to form a rush towards the offensive zone. Just need a couple of good bounces out here. Skating seems to be really good. And there are a couple of the smaller skaters are still trying to get their feet under them. We have mentioned that on the smaller skaters, particularly on this very cold ice, when it is freshly glazed, it is, and I understand it might seem a bit redundant, slippery. The ice is slippery. But once they carve it up a bit, those smaller skaters will be able to cut their edges in a little bit more. As this is played by Rushford, racing behind the net. And of course, the bigger skaters have more body mass, which bears more weight down on the skates, which helps those blades to cut into the ice, helps to stabilize those turns. Eventually, once that ice gets carved up a bunch, it makes it easier for the smaller players to sink into the ice. And then their skating gets better. And as you watch these games, and this goes out to all of you younger parents and grandparents watching kids at this age class, you'll start to realize that over the span of the game, if you're tracking one player or two players out there, you might have one or two kids on the team, you'll start to notice that they skate better as the game progresses. This isn't just a matter of nerves, this is a matter of physics. As this ice needs to get itself worked into an easier surface to skate on. And some of your best skaters will be those smaller skaters, but you won't see their best skating until, generally speaking, towards the third period. At that point, both ends have been scratched up thoroughly. We saw that in the case the game before, as Malone's BB, one of the smaller skaters on the team, very confident skater. But it takes extra footwork to really dig in. 2:38 remaining first period action. Rome in black, leading 3-1. Taking a look in at Bates over in the net. And see the young goaltender reacting with every shift of the puck, a slight adjustment in positioning. These are some of the points of emphasis for these young netminders. Many of them spend a lot of time studying their role on their own, as you may only see one or two goaltenders on each team. And they often have to do more intensive studies to understand positioning. Now here's an opportunity racing up on the left wing side with a wrister, and this one makes it through the 5-hole as the Grizzlies pick up a little bit more distance here. And that is courtesy of Young. Came in on the left wing side. Skated all the way up ice. Got a good look. Got a good release. 97 seconds remaining in this first period. Early on, it was starting to look like it would be a bit of a barn burner as Colucci races down, looking for possession and getting it momentarily. This is deflected up into the face-off circle, and here's an opportunity for the Lakers to break out with a little bit of an advantage as the point player is pinched down into the face-off circle. Makes it easier to beat a defense when they're sunk down too low. And someone called for an offsides, and I agree with them. It should have been an offsides. I would imagine, since I believe this is not being run under USA Hockey guidelines, I could be wrong. And so the officials are calling A based on what they see. And in this age class, I think if you have someone whose momentum drifts over the blue line ahead of the puck, it might be left, especially if it's not seen. As we're down to 27 seconds remaining in the period. It should be 4-1. He's looking for credit. It's his son's goal. And so we're down to 23 seconds. Not far from the break. As we set up to Nason's right side. Off of the face-off, where Colucci wins the draw. This is played down through the middle and makes it through. And so the Grizzlies continue to pour it on. Now, from the looks of it, I believe that's Helmer. All of that information will show up on the score sheet. We're not getting announcements in the arena, so we don't get to hear what the official scoring is, which is such a benefit. like Colucci's down. The Lakers will send one to the box. And so Gwinnett goes to the box. And, well, we can only just barely hear what Gwinnett is saying to some of the young fans alongside. I didn't do anything, is what he said. As Colucci is tended to. Colucci will get a little bit of assistance. And we'll stand by for another moment. And a lot of applause coming from the audience as Gracie gets up and will skate off gingerly. And it sounds like perhaps some family members might be a little bit familiar with the young skater. And it is quite enjoyable to hear their comments. I will reserve mine as we set up a face-off to Nason's left side. Good times, folks, good times. And that'll do it for the period. A strong period for the Rome Grizzlies. As we get a look at the big board, I think we are missing one goal up there. Should say 5-1. And we've got Gwinnett in the box for another 57 seconds. Go ahead and take a quick break, step outside, check the dew point and the barometric pressure, and when we come back, once again, as usual, after the first break, baking tips with Martha. From alongside the Saranac Lake Civic Center Arena cold sheet, you're watching The Ultimate Chill on Game Capsule TV's YouTube channel. We'll be right back. But in a lot of cases, it seemed like, wait, was it that much? All right, once again, enjoying a little behind-the-scenes action here with a smooth operator behind the camera. That's Robin. All gloved up, ready to stay warm. Here's a shot just wide of the net as we open up second period action. The Rome Grizzlies leading right now. On the big board, it's showing 4-1, but I might want to double check on that. But we know that it is a multiple goal lead as Nason reaching out, trying to gain the whistle. As we open up second period action, Rome out in front, skating on the power play with Gwinnett in the box. And we welcome you, as we do, a tribute to NHL commentator, retired now, Doc Emmerich. As we say, welcome to the second period, the period of the long change. The goaltenders trade nets, which puts them and the defensive zones that they guard on the opposite end of the ice from their benches. This makes defensive on-the-fly substitutions difficult. So the key takeaway is get into the offensive zone early and often. Apply pressure to the opposing defense. See if you can fatigue them, find them flat-footed, out of position, perhaps pulling penalties. And most of all, you want to get shots on net and pucks in the bucket. Speaking of pucks in the bucket, Rome with a several-goal lead. SLP has a goal on the board, and they're trying to turn up the heat right now. As this is Temple from the right side, shot just wide of the net. And if they can get these shot attempts on net rather than just wide, there should be some benefit as this is played out across neutral ice as it rolls on edge all the way down to Nason. Nason trying to catch that mouse. And that is a shifty mouse. As Levesey works out towards the far side wall, sending it back across the middle, and a beautiful play from down on the ice to keep the puck moving as Rushford wanting to help the team gain the offensive zone. This is Levesey from the left wing side. Levesey with a little poke up ahead, broken up in the slot. Played out to the far side as that's Hobday working it up along the wall. A collision there as Rushford keeps his feet. Wrister deflected and played to the near side. Rushford once again spending a lot of time crossing all over this ice. Rushford able to break through. This is Hobday from the right wing side, crossing into the slot, squaring back up. Good shifty skating, and now throwing one down towards the net. Just that extra move gave enough time for the defense to drop back into position. And this is played to the near side. That's Helmer. Helmer working on the left wing side with a shot attempt. Hobday laying out, stopping that shot as this comes out to neutral ice. Young waiting for the tag up. Sees the tag up. Tries to advance. Here's Button. And that'll be offsides as Helmer a step ahead. So we set up for a face-off on the near side dot, just outside the Lakers zone. Gwinnett stepping in for the face-off, opposite Colucci. That is Gracie Colucci back out on the ice. Good to see the young skater after having gone down minutes ago. And Holman getting repositioned on the face-off. I do like some of these face-off lineups. At this age, we had the freedom to stand wherever we wanted to ahead of the face-off. As this is played on net, well played as Gwinnett, who spent a little bit of time in the penalty box at the beginning of the period, gets a short-range shot off. Played out to neutral ice. Mackey sends it back up ahead. That'll cross the line too soon. A little off schedule, a little off sides. And so we'll get a face-off in the neutral zone on the far side dot, just outside the Grizzlies zone. Grizzlies out in front, 4 minutes into the second period. At least a few goal lead right now. Double checking to see if there is a goal that is supposed to be up on that board. I thought one of the Grizzlies' dads had called over the glass to check on that. And when we get to the next period break, we'll double check on that. Right now, at least a 3-goal lead. As this is played by Gwinnett. Gwinnett trying to work it towards the net. Played from the half wall. As this is stolen away by Colucci and then sent back up ice. We see Mackey dropping back into that free safety position, looking to be the deepest, and check that, that's Gwinnett, looking to be the deepest line of protection. These are some other things that you learn little by little as you work through this 10U age class. You start realizing you don't want to have people race behind you so easily and get breakaways. So someone, at least someone, takes on the responsibility, even if not guided by the coach, knowing that intuitively, someone's got to be that last line of defense. As we're midway through 2. Lakers have spent a little bit of extra time in the offensive zone as they continue to try to set up some attacking plays. Played out to the far side corner from the half wall. As we hear the official, that is their standard chant when the puck is sitting at the base of the wall, tied up by members of both teams. Move it, move it. As this is played down to the left wing corner. Played along the near side. This is Helmer working up along the wall. And it looks like we might have an offsides again. Temple setting up on the left wing side as we see Woodruff on the right side. And up through the middle, that's Rushford. Lakers looking for momentum as Previtt chases. And now here's Rushford once again, down low, centering pass as that takes a deflection. Up high in the zone and now needing some help as Rabideau will race back into defensive position. Able to head off that shot attempt. And we've got a penalty upcoming here. As Rushford was going for the puck, but in doing so, upended Colucci. And so Rushford goes to the box. With 4:55 remaining second period action. Rome in black with a comfortable lead as we're into the afternoon hours. Just about 12:30, 12:21 in the post-meridian here in Saranac Lake. And I think we're in the double digits for temperature. I'm sure some of you folks tuning in from Florida will say, yeah, and so what? We're in double digits too. Well, if the temperature here were equivalent to 18 holes of golf, you'd say that we have been eagling our way through every hole. That is how low the temperature is. As this is played into neutral ice, inside of 4 minutes remaining in this period, as the gloves come off. Just for a moment, folks. Played down towards the slot. And now an opportunity here. The Lakers clear the zone, and that'll be offsides. Okay, yes, indeed it is double digits. We've got 10. I think it was last week I was covering another tournament, and I woke up, I looked at my phone's temperature on it. It said the temperature outside was 0F, meaning that Mother Nature gave 0 Fs. And I thought, 20 minutes later, after a little stretch and a morning yawn, I was warmed up, maybe a sip of coffee or two. I look at the phone again, and guess what? Mother Nature gave an F. Here's a shot into the back of the net. Yes, that is Fahrenheit, folks. Mother Nature gave 1 Fahrenheit degree. Right now, Mother Nature being quite generous with us, giving 10 Fs. That's major. As the Grizzlies getting a little bit more separation here, looking to carry this one to a victory. Who knows, we might be looking at a potential gold medal contending team here in this Rome group. And just to recap, it's the Lakers getting in, trying to get on the attack. This Rome team beat St. Albans 5-4. This Lakers team fell to Malone 5-1. Malone fell to St. Albans right before this as Rome picks up another one. And this one looks like it is Helmer, as Helmer races back to meet up with his goaltender, celebrate with the goaltender. After this one, we're going to jump out of the blue division as all 4 teams will get a chance to take a break, rest up, and get ready for the second half of the blue division's gameplay, which will be in the mid to late afternoon. 3:30 start between Rome and Malone. And right now it looks like the way that Rome has been playing, they may have an advantage there. And then after that, these Lakers will play St. Albans. And as it stands, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but as it stands, what's shaping up looks like a Rome and St. Albans gold medal game. But again, we won't know exactly until the end of this day as to who will be scheduled for the gold medal game tomorrow. The blue gold medal game will start scheduled for 12:30 p.m. tomorrow. And in that game, if they need to go to overtime, they will, as this is played from the right side. Shot towards the net, and that'll be covered up. After this one, we'll jump into the white division. We'll open up with Tupper Lake and Potsdam as the Sandstoners are in town. And then Middlebury and Sarah Placid, a pair from the white division. And then later on in the evening, starting at 6 p.m., we'll do a double shot of semifinals. And we'll have teams 2 and 3 in the first semifinal at 6, and team 1 and 4 in the second to close out today's programming. As this is played out across neutral ice, this will work its way all the way down, and we'll have an icing here inside the final minute of this second period. We'll have a face-off to Bates's right side. Played to the top of the face-off circle. Played through the middle. So it was Colucci working down through the slot. Couldn't regather in time to get a shot off. And Previtt unable to get past the defense on that shot attempt. As this is played out from the far side wall, sent out to the red stripe. And here's Colucci with a wrister to the back of the net. And Rome picks up another one. As it stands with 5.7 seconds remaining in this second period, if we keep this same score differential heading into the third period, we'll go to a running clock. We'll double check that that's the case. But I think that's where we'll be at. And that'll do it for second period play. A little bit more reinforcement for the Grizzlies as they extend the lead. We'll take a quick break, step outside, rotate the tires. When we come back, Jonathan will teach you how to build a floating bookshelf. From alongside the Cold Sheet, Saranac Lake Civic Center Arena in Saranac Lake, New York, you're watching the Ultimate Chill Tournament 2024 on Game Capsule TV's YouTube channel. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, folks. As we enter the final period, third period action, the Rome Grizzlies now to a strong start, dominating in both first and second periods. And we get a stoppage there as the Lakers' bench door was still open. And so we resume. Rome Grizzlies skating in the black sweaters with the orange and white trim, with a dominating performance here. And your skates. And that'll be offsides. As we see Bruce out on the ice for the Lakers. Out on the right wing, Hobday. In the middle, we have Gwinnett. On the back end, Mackey. Back end right side is Rabideau. Rabideau pinching down towards the half wall as this is held in. A good play by Bruce to maintain the zone. Now let's see if they can get some shots off. Played down by Mackey. Helmer comes up with it from the half wall. Helmer digs it away from the wall, works through the middle of the zone. This is dangerous here as Helmer carries it all the way out towards the far side. And this will be sent down for icing. And so the Grizzlies get out of their own zone momentarily. We'll see wholesale line changes ahead of the face-off. Under a running clock right now due to the scoring differential as the Grizzlies looking to carry this one to early retirement. One of the benefits when you have this kind of a scoring differential to the running clock is it reduces the chances that anyone out on the ice gets injured. That is, whether you are leading or trailing. Sometimes if there is a certain level of disparity in the score, And sometimes also see some chances of either overplaying, overextending oneself, perhaps straining oneself. And really, the most important thing is to stay healthy through these games. Otherwise, you don't get to play more and have some fun. As we've got a skater down for the Lakers. And I don't know if this should have been stopped or not, but we had a player down and one of the defenders skated to go check on the skater. I don't know, I disagree with this call. It was quite apparent that Nason was skating off to the side of the net to take a look and see what was happening with a skater down. Of course, rules are rules too. You play to the whistle, and there was no whistle. But it has little bearing on this game. It looks like the Lakers resume at full strength. As this is played around to the near side. Inside of 8 minutes remaining in regulation. Now played out towards the top of the slot. And again, we keep crisscrossing down on this Lakers end of the ice. And a nice play out there by Nason. Coming up with the stop. Initially. And it looks like that one squeezed by after initial contact. And down to 6:56 remaining in regulation on a running clock. Again, this game here will wrap up a double shot in the blue division and will transition us into a double shot of games in the white division. As this is played on net, and Bates comes up with the stop. And so we set up a face-off to Bates' left side. And we see stronger skating over the course of the game for the Lakers. And right now, the Grizzlies have applied enough pressure in the scoring department. As this is Bruce pressuring Previtt. Out to the corner. Little poke check. Installs the exit. And now an opportunity as Mackey sends one on net. Played off to the end wall. Ricocheted out in front. And now working out on the left side is Colucci. Nice play by Bruce to break up that progress. Played to the neutral zone and sent up ahead by Gwinnett. Now Gwinnett will chase down Levacy. Gwinnett heading off the exit. Close call there as Gwinnett was showing quite persistence. So we get an offsides here. Premature entry into the offensive zone. As Reshford steps in for the face-off. Schreiner back in the defensive zone, providing support on the back end. Played out to neutral ice. Now working for possession is Rush, but Young ends up sending it into the Lakers zone. Pardon me, Rushford was trying to transfer that into the offensive zone. As we're down to 3:49 remaining in regulation. As these Grizzlies looking to put this one away early. Here's Previtt. Previtt behind the net, chased down by Rushford. And that'll be offsides, as the Lakers could not tag up in time. As we see some of the Lumberjacks down below. Counter and Douillet. This is a team that we saw on Thursday evening in the white division. They played the Lakers. This is played to the end wall, out towards the far side half. Inside of 3 minutes remaining, here's an opportunity. Self-pass off the wall as Rushford sends it into the offensive zone, comes crashing down to the ice. And Rushford will slowly, we'll see here, it looks like the young skater trying to get up to his feet and able to. Rushford did a great job of getting that puck out across neutral ice. Faced defensive pressure, was able to fling it up into the offensive zone. Just as he released it into the offensive zone, tried to go around. Caught a little collision, went down to the ice, and that broke up the attack. And so we've got a neutral zone face-off on the near side dot, just outside the Grizzlies zone, as this is played by Colucci. And someone is in the offensive zone too early. Again, we're under a running clock right now. 2:15 remaining in regulation. And in the white division, the Tupper Lake Lumberjacks are chomping at the bit. Chomp, chomp. Played to the near side from the half wall is Colucci, who went down earlier in this game, back in on multiple shifts and looking no worse for wear. As we see Levacy heading off the ice. Well, maybe not. As Previtt comes off the bench. Start a shift. Levacy up in the right point position as this comes off the face-off. And Levacy sends it out towards the far side half wall. From the left point. Here's some strong stick checks. A little bit more than a poke check. Initially, they look like poke checks, but they're forceful. And now here's an opportunity with 45 seconds remaining. Gwinnett sending one in, and that'll be stopped by Bates. Down to the final half minute of play. And so this should wind down the rest of regulation here. As puck is tied up along the outside rim. 4 seconds to go, and that'll be it. shot after the buzzer. That'll close things out as the Rome Grizzlies take a significant victory. And they will keep an eye on the standings as they hope to play for gold tomorrow. They've got another game later this afternoon. We'll take a break from this blue division. Rome will come back and play Malone at 3:30. And the Lakers at 4:45 will take on St. Albans as we break away from this double shot of Blue Division games as both teams gather at the center stripe to exchange goodwill on the handshake line. Good game, good game. Safe travels, good meals, and good luck. What a great day to be a hockey player. What a great day to play hockey. So we'll go ahead and clear the decks and get ready for our next one. From alongside the Cold Sheet, Saranac Lake Civic Center Arena in Saranac Lake, New York, you're watching the Ultimate Chill Tournament Weekend 2024 on Game Capsule TV's YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next one.